Hello guys, this is Unlimited SpaceX, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be looking at the recent trouble between the United States and the SpaceX satellites. This happened on Tuesday, December 28th, 2021, and in case you missed it, I'm here to give you all the juicy bits. Without wasting any more time, let's get down to it. Before we get to the details of what you're all here for, I should give a little introduction about what these SpaceX satellites are. Starlink is a division of SpaceX and a satellite internet constellation operated by SpaceX, providing satellite internet access to most of the Earth. The constellation has grown to over 1,700 satellites through 2021. It'll eventually consist of many thousands of mass-produced small satellites in low Earth orbit, communicating with designated ground transceivers. If you don't already know, SpaceX was founded by Elon Musk, who has a major goal of colonizing Mars. SpaceX is a private American company independent of the United States military and NASA. Now, to the reason why you're here. There's been a situation between China and the United States following two close encounters between a Chinese space station and satellites operated by the private American company SpaceX. Beijing made this accusation on December 28, 2021. The United States was accused of irresponsible and unsafe conduct in space, as China claimed that the United States ignored its obligations under outer space treaties and endangered the safety of astronauts. At a regular press conference in Beijing, China on Tuesday, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian said that China's space station, Tiangong, had to maneuver to avoid colliding with a Starlink satellite in July and October, while condemning the United States' irresponsible and unsafe conduct in space. He also said it is a typical double standard for the United States to proclaim the concept of responsible conduct in outer space while ignoring its obligations under international treaties on outer space and posing a serious threat to the lives and safety of astronauts. Zhao made this statement while urging Washington to act in a responsible manner and take the necessary steps to prevent these kinds of close encounters from occurring again. He said China had complained to the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs in early December about the two encounters. This complaint was presented in the form of a note submitted to the United Nations Space Agency. It contained all the information mentioned during the press conference. China filed this complaint to the United Nations Space Agency in early December. Still, these episodes did not gain widespread attention in the country until this week. The note also said that the incidents constituted dangers to the life or health of astronauts aboard the China space station. According to the principles of the Outer Space Treaty, which forms the basis of international space law, members should bear responsibility for both their governmental and non-governmental activities in outer space. That includes satellites owned by private companies found in member countries, i.e. SpaceX. However, SpaceX has not commented on the incidents. SpaceX also did not respond to a request from CNN Business for comments about the document filed with the United Nations, nor to questions about whether the company was able to communicate with Chinese authorities during the incidents. The United States military's Vandenberg Space Force Base, which monitors space traffic and attempts to traffic potential collisions, did not respond to a request for comments about the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs report. On the other hand, the United States State Department spokesperson, Ned Price, declined to respond specifically to the Chinese accusations. Still, he said, "We have encouraged all countries with space programs to be responsible actors, to avoid acts that may put in danger astronauts, cosmonauts, and others who are orbiting the Earth or who have the potential to." Meanwhile, Jonathan McDowell, an astronomer at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, mentioned that evasive maneuvers to reduce the risk of collisions in space are becoming more frequent as more objects enter Earth's orbit with higher frequency. He basically means outer space is getting crowded, hence the need for evasive maneuvers. He also said to AVP, "We have really noticed the increase in the number of close passes since Starlink started getting deployed." He made this statement while warning that any collision would likely completely demolish the Chinese space station and kill everyone on board. Chinese state media scrutinized the incidents, which involved satellites that belong to SpaceX's Starlink constellation, a project that promises to beam high-speed internet across the entire planet. The Global Times, a state-run tabloid, cited an expert who speculated that SpaceX may have been trying to test China's capability and response awareness in space. It seems like a really dangerous way to test such a thing, considering that people's lives were involved. "Prepare to boycott Tesla," a user commented on the popular Chinese social media platform Weibo. This response came as a result of the complaint made by Beijing about Starlink, which prompted criticism on Chinese social media of tech billionaire and SpaceX's founder Elon Musk, who is otherwise widely admired in China for his business accomplishments. This is expected as Elon Musk's electric car maker Tesla sells tons of thousands of vehicles in China each month. However, this year, the firm's reputation has taken a hit following a wave of crashes, scandals, and data security concerns. One hashtag about the topic on the Weibo platform racked up 90 million views on Tuesday. Users criticized the United States Starlink satellites. One user described the network as a rogue project and a kind of monopoly in the space race. Another user commented on the matter saying, "How ironic that Chinese people buy Tesla, contributing large sums of money so Elon Musk can launch Starlink, and then he nearly crashes into the Chinese space station." Other users have also accused the United States of provoking trouble. To put it simply, the Chinese people are not happy with the situation. They've criticized the actions of the United States as well as that of SpaceX. They are not ecstatic that Elon Musk's space projects are putting the lives of Chinese astronauts and the Chinese space station in jeopardy. China's space program has already seen the nation land a rover on Mars and sent probes to the moon. The core model of China's Tiangong, which translates to Heavenly Palace, entered orbit earlier this year, specifically April 29, 2021. The Tiangong space station is expected to become fully operational by 2022. The completed Tiangong space station will be similar to the decommissioned Soviet Mir station that orbited the Earth from the 1980s until 2001. The Tiangong space station is about 1/5 of the International Space Station, ISS mass, and is expected to be a competitor to the International Space Station. The Tiangong space station may also end up becoming the sole space station to remain in orbit once the International Space Station retires. The International Space Station is set to retire after 2024, although NASA has said it could potentially remain functional beyond 2028. That seems like a big maybe if you ask me. Now, concerning my thoughts on this problem, the new Starlink network is already being used by many people across the United States. It's rapidly expanding across the globe, which means SpaceX will be launching more satellites into space to expand its service into new countries. The close encounters documented in China's report to the United Nations may be symptoms of a larger problem plaguing spacefaring nations. There really is no perfect international solution for tracking and coordinating objects in space. This means that concerns regarding potential collisions will likely keep growing, and activities in space will become more dangerous as humans launch more objects into orbit. It should also be noted that Russia and China have conducted anti-satellite weapon tests, or ASAT, military tests that have essentially blown up satellites in orbit and created massive plumes of debris in space. That debris whips uncontrollably through orbit, threatening any spacecraft, space station, or satellite that might cross the debris field's path. In other words, every party involved shares a bit of the fault for how crowded Earth's orbit has become. Jonathan McDowell told CNN Business, "This is another symptom that we're in a new era, a new space age that is both much busier and much denser." There have also been controversies about the autonomous collision avoidance technology said to be embedded in the satellites by the Starlink website. This technology allows the satellite to automatically duck out of the way if they detect a potential crash with an oncoming piece of space junk, a space station, or any other spacefaring object. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the video. We'd love to hear from you about what you think about this entire altercation, so drop your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get prompt updates on our next videos. Till next time, bye for now.